Alrighty, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 23 of Daily Brotein with Kyler. So, unfortunately, not an interview again. Again, I'm working on getting those set up. So, I do have some people in mind. So, hopefully, like I said, hopefully in the next couple months, we'll have more of those. But in the meantime, I have another topic for today. And yes, I am a little congested. No, it's not COVID. It's funny now. I feel like every time someone gets sick or has allergies, people think, the first conclusion is that you have COVID, but mine is definitely allergy related. It's really just congestion in my nose, so that is why I sound a little congested. Otherwise, I feel great. It's just really congestion in my nose, and that is it. But yeah, so today's topic is going to be another short episode, like they normally are when they're not interviews. But today's topic, so last week I talked about setting SMART goals. This week is all about scaling your workouts. And what I mean by that is kind of scaling the volume of your workouts. And so volume is, you kind of figure out how many reps you're really doing. I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I get enrolled and I'm feeling really good. And I did this last week. We were doing upper body workouts, so chest, back, didn't really do shoulders, but chest, back, and arms and abs. And, I was feeling really good. I was feeling caffeine in my pre-workout, and I just you do too much. And you kind of don't realize the volume of your workouts and how many reps you're doing. And then over time, it adds up and obviously takes a toll on your body. Like I said before, it's good to listen to your body, and recovery is super important. So that's kind of what this is about as well. So scaling your workouts is kind of, again, it's listening to your body, but also kind of adjusting it as need be, So again, it's listening to your body. You don't always have to go hard, do, like I think that day I was talking about, I added up and it was like 12 different exercises, 3 to 4 sets on each exercise and at least 10 reps pretty much for all the exercise. So that when you add that up, it's a lot of reps, right? For just one workout a week, right? And that's great, if you're feeling great, you're training for something and you're recovering well, perfect, right? But there's nothing wrong, and that's kind of the whole point of this episode, is nothing wrong with kind of scaling back, lowering your volume, lowering weight, which is what I did this week. Because just in between, like being congested in my nose with my allergies, and just kind of felt like I needed a deload week. So deload week is kind of the same thing. It's basically scaling it back, going lighter. I usually just focus more on movement and getting a good pump and exercising, which is what I've done this week. And today we did legs. I trained legs today, and lately I've been going really heavy twice a week with legs, and just today, and even on Tuesday too is my other leg day. I kind of decided, for me it's more a mental thing. It's like I feel like if I'm not going heavy sometimes, like you get in that mindset of like I'm not getting a good workout. But today literally went, half the amount of weight that I normally do in squats, and then pretty much all the other exercises we did, I lowered the weight and just focused more on form and movement and time under tension. And I got just as good of a workout. I felt just as exhausted. I get maybe not as exhausted, which is kind of the point. I wasn't trying to feel overwhelmed and really run down, because that's kind of how I was feeling end of last week, beginning of this week, from last week's workout. So again, it's just listening to your body. So that's what I mean by scaling your workouts. Don't get in that mindset, as I do sometimes, and I think we all do, that you have to go hard, do high intensity, lots of reps, a lot of weight in order, sweat in order to get a good workout. You can get just as good a workout focusing on something else. Focus on something that form-wise you maybe struggle with. So like today I just focused on fixing my squat, and kind of it's not something I've done in a while. Just focus on the movement and kind of that mind-body connection. And again, you can get just as good a workout that way. And that's, again, like I've said before, with fitness, there's so many different things you can focus on. So you don't need to necessarily focus on going up weight or going up reps, going super hard. You just focus on movement, or maybe focus on mobility, or doing some yoga, or whatever it may be. There's different avenues that you can go down to focus on. So again, that is what a deload week is, kind of scaling back your workouts and kind of you're going lighter weight. Everyone has their own interpretation, but for me, it's usually going lighter weight, less reps, so I'm not putting as much of a toll on my body and not as high volume. in hopes, the whole goal is that you go deload 1 week and then next week kind of go back. I wouldn't say go full force. Again, it's listening to your body and seeing how you feel, but ideally get back to your normal routine, which is kind of my goal this week, is kind of deload, focus on movements, stuff like that. Keep the body moving, because definitely this congestion has helped to keep the body moving and kind of sweat, so help clear it up. And then hopefully get back to my normal workouts next week, But again, you don't feel like you lose a step just because you're not going hard 1 week, in all your workouts. Because a lot of people think that way. Like I said, I'm guilty of that. I definitely do it from time to time. That I think if I'm not lifting as heavy as I did last week, that I'm not, getting a good workout, or I'm not pushing myself hard enough, right? Which again can have a negative side effect on the other end. It's like you push yourself so hard that you kind of run yourself into the ground, which I've done in the past before. And like I said, that's the importance of having a deload week. I would say it's the same with nutrition. Say you're trying to lose weight and you're in a deficit. You don't want to be in a deficit for too long, because obviously you're not feeding your body enough energy, which is the whole point. You want to burn more than you're taking in order to lose weight, right? That's the best process for, as plain and simple as it is, that's the process for losing weight over time. But it can take a toll on your body. Like a lot of these bodybuilders that are in deficits for a while and they're doing shows, obviously that's to the extreme. It definitely takes a toll on your body. So it's kind of good to be in deficit for a while. And then what I'll do is, if I am trying to lose weight, then go back and do maintenance level, right? So just kind of maintain where you're at, and then do deficit again. Because on the other side too, it's if you're in deficit for so long, your body adjusts to that, and then it makes it even harder to lose weight. So it's kind of, and I've listened to podcasts, read articles that say that it is good to do deficit period for a while and then go back to maintenance, and then if you want to keep losing weight, do deficit again, right? So kind of giving your body a chance to recover and relax before going back into a deficit again. So the same thing with your workouts, right? You're going hard for 4 weeks, right? And then you're kind of feeling overwhelmed and fatigued. It's okay to take a deload week, focus on movement, focus on mobility, focus on recovery, still working out, still getting your body moving, and then allowing it to recover and come back to full strength the next week. So that's pretty much it for today. So again, it's all about scaling your workouts, listening to your body, and saying that it is okay to do deload weeks. You don't need to go super intense every time you work out. But that is it for today. Hopefully an interview. I don't have anything set up for next week, so at this rate, probably will not be an interview next week. But hopefully in the next few weeks I'll get something going. But again, thanks for listening and watching. I appreciate you guys, and stay tuned for next week.